She said, "Don, I want to live this life forever. Round town, been drinking my umbrella. Ride around and it's cold. Ain't no cameras in the crib, baby. This kid's on the low. Ain't no cameras in the crib unless it mix the money with the rich." She like, "I put a shit on." Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, what's going on? I don't know too much of who this video is gonna help. This is more of for me, but I think it'd be cool to post here because it kind of goes along with everything. So it might help someone in a way I won't even think about. So we're gonna try anyways. Stop. This is not gonna stay. So as you already know, this is gonna be to my future self. I just made one where I'm talking to my younger self, but that one's kind of weird because my younger self like isn't ever gonna listen to that or watch it. So why did I even make it? You know what I'm saying? Silly me. What was I thinking? So this one is actually possible and does make sense, but it's probably not as helpful because at least with the other one, there are people who are young right now, which is kind of crazy, and they could actually get help from that one. This one, I'm talking to my older self, but it's not gonna help anyone older because I'm not there yet. So it's kind of like weird, like I don't know what they're feeling. So it's funny. I was kind of like how much it flips on the meaning of this. But why I'm even thinking about the meaning? Why do I do that so much? Crazy. This light is really, really close to me. I look a little, look like I'm glowing. We can cover that up. Get some shade in here. So coming at this video is kind of interesting because I wouldn't know what to say. Like I can either be like, I hope you're doing this, or I see you in this position, but that's like weird because like obviously like I think I would know what I hoped in the future. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's if something else happens and it's better, why would I care what I hope now? You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't, I don't feel like that carries much weight. Like if I was like, "Oh, I hope I'm famous," like who cares? Like if I'm not famous and I'm happy, it's like I won't care what I hoped now. So it almost is going to be redundant. I'm trying to come at from a different standpoint. So I'm trying to think of really the right words to narrow it down. Maybe it could be just like focusing on stuff in general. You know what I mean? Like just with like the talking about my younger one, I was talking about how I really just wished at a younger point in my life, I started focusing on being more stable, right? And not being so swayed by the winds that are around me. So maybe it's like that where it's like in the future, I see myself doing that even stronger, right? Like I see that just being like a staple in me where it's like I know and I'm confident in the fact of I stand for something and it won't be swayed. But it's also like most of what I stand for isn't really a side. It's just it's fact based. You know what I mean? I'm standing in like a center, Like if there's ever an argument coming at, when I say I have a standpoint, it's never on the side of either argument. Unless it's obviously like a you know what I'm talking about. A debatable argument where it's actually you can kind of see both sides. My standpoint is never going to be on a side. It's just going to be from here. Like I'm going to see both sides and this is where I'm standing, where I can see both of them equally. So when I take a stance, that's what I'm talking about. So I stand for that. I stand for viewage, and talking about what's, honest, a truth. And I don't hope I'll be like that in the future. I see myself like that in the future. I see myself as relying on that as a tool to really get through things without feeling bad about myself. You know what I mean? I do really bad at like second guessing and stuff. So I feel like it will kind of eliminate that, make it better. In the future, I know I will have at least one friend from now, which is kind of crazy. I actually don't know that. You never know. But I am like for certain that would actually happen, which is pretty cool. Like I'm close with enough people where I feel like I would befriend one for that long, which is really interesting. Also from online would be crazy. Like one of my like freaking Fortnite friends from back in the day. Like getting to like meet them sometime or still just being in touch. It would be crazy. Yeah, but at that point, the future would be like a bit. Because you gotta imagine, like, I got people that I talk to that if they're like a year younger than me, I'm still gonna wait until they're like freaking 20. Like, I'm like, I don't wanna ever like see them in real life until they're a fully person. You know what I mean? Like, older than I even am now. So it's kind of weird to talk to that future me. Like, so many talks I have will be about starting things. Okay? So there's going to be a point where these people actually start something, and I was there before that. So I'm going to let it play its course, and I'm going to kind of like be there, but at some point it's going to be like I'm there, you know, with them. Like, it's going to be like it's going to come back around in the circle. Kind of like how the video talking to my younger self, I was talking about viewing family as that type of way, where it's like stuff might not work out now, but you can always make the best decisions to put everyone on the right path to where you can kind of reconnect some point, right? Where it's like that, but except it's going well. Where when I was younger and they were younger, we talk about starting things, and then we actually start them, and we kind of learn that we can do it on our own. So then we take time away, but then eventually we we spend so much time away on ourselves that we build ourselves up so greatly that we can come back together someday and it will be beautiful, right? So I kind of view that. So I want many of that to happen over time. Um, I also have so much time that I could meet someone now and still have that be right here before it even starts to part, which is kind of crazy. Um, I think that's a cool way to see relationships too. In like any way, like friend ways, like anything, where that's just kind of how things happen. Whenever you notice something new, it might be with another soul, but it's like you need time to understand. And then once you understand it, you come back together and you enjoy, you like admire that, right? Like it's like art, right? Like if I never liked painting, but I was with my painter friend and I decided to paint and really liked it, I'm not gonna only ever paint with bro. You know what I mean? Like, the smartest decision would be to split parts for a little, spend a lot of time painting while they're also painting, and then come back where we're both two really good painters, and then we talk about how good we are at painting. That's what I'm talking about, right? So when I'm at the start of everything with my other friends who are at the start of their stuff, that's cool to see it from the start perspective, have it go a separate way, come back, and then we talk about everything we've learned, everything that's actually happened that we wanted to happen, you know? But I know my future me will be certain that things don't last forever like that, you know? When you're at this point of the start, I'm going to be aware that it's the start before this, you know what I mean? Like, almost everything does that. Like, people who are married for like 50 years, it's probably all going to look like a ton of like these, right? A ton of just like wave in and outs because they, experience new things, take time away, come back and experience new things and then take time, you know what I mean? But it's about anything too, because even emotions, like, you don't realize when you're younger that a lot of stuff you feel are like emotions, that actually have like meaning behind them. And then you get older and, you might experience those for the first time with someone else, right? Like, even if it's like hatred or jealousy, like, you need other people to experience those emotions. So when you experience those emotions with other people, you need time to process that on your own of why you're feeling that way, of what you're going to do about it. And then once you come to a conclusion, you come back. And now it's better. It's more stable than it was. You know what I mean? Like, if you experience the emotions, but you just still stayed with them, it's probably going to not work. But if you experience the emotions, take time, come back when you're certain. You know what I mean? Like, you build a better path for both people by kind of straying. So use that to your advantage. Silence in music is still an instrument. So not being there is still playing a part. If that makes sense. Like, it's like It's like you don't have to be like this all the time to do something, right? You can help someone else out by not being with them. But yeah, that's something I'd really just want my older self to remember, because I put a lot of energy into other people, and I get so sad when it feels like it doesn't end how I want it to be. Like someone might be passionate about something and I'll talk to them about it, but then they never act on it. So it makes me feel like I wasted all my time talking to them about it. So I like to view it as like I'm still planting seeds, you know what I mean? Where if they're truly passionate about it, they just might not start now, but when they ever do, they'll remember. So it's like I still like played a little part. I don't know. But yeah, I just hope I remember to see it in a way that's not just so black and white. It's kind of like how I talked about in the other video, where it's not just this or that. Where it's not like I talk to someone about their passion and then they just don't do it. Like it's not just bad. Like it doesn't have to be like that. Like they're allowed to not act on it right away, but still think about what I said, you know, like just things like that. Like I could have caused them to do one thing better that led to another thing that led to another thing. And over time, something's built. So focus more on that seed planting instead of directional pointing, right? Like you got to drop them little clues so they find the right direction. You can't just put them on it. So yeah. I also think in the future too, it's really cool because between now and the future, a lot of time is going to be spent. And a lot of that time is going to be me with just me, which is kind of weird, right? Because I already feel like I've spent so much time like just like alone, and it's still just going to happen, right? And then even if I'm like with other people, like I could be in a house with 20 people and still feel like kind of alone, especially like at like nighttime or whatever, when everyone's gotta go get bed. Like it's like you still have time to like think and be separated. So I hope in those times I grow. I see myself doing a lot to help other people. I see myself thinking things out the same way I do now, but even better. I see myself falling in love with videos the same way I did for music. Because that still hasn't happened, like, by any means. Like, I really enjoy making videos, but I don't, like, look forward to it. I just know I enjoy it while I'm doing it, so I still do it. But, like, I don't, like, look forward to making a video the same way I do for a song. Like a song, I'll anticipate it so much where I almost don't want to make it because I feel like I might ruin it, you know? Like I want to wait till it's like perfect. Like it's like a perfect day to do it. So it's like I'm almost too excited about it. Where this one, it's like I'm not excited enough about it, where it's like I can't really get into it. But then once I'm into it, it's like I get into it. So it's like it works. But I see myself in the future like really passionate about this because I see the impact it can have compared to music. You know, I can just talk about things differently. It doesn't have to be so structured and or like recently I've been trying to put the same worth on both, like because I do view music as higher because it is more of like an art form and more of like something that is like permanently there and it carries an energy that isn't really matched in a video. But I've still been trying to put it on the same worth because I know that it has the same impact, right? For the long run and for like my head, like for like mentally. Yeah, they can help just the same amount of people in different ways. So it's like I'm trying to get all my boards crossed. So I still want to treat it like it's that worth. So it's like I'm tricking myself to think it's that worth. So someday it actually will be. Because I know it's not like actually in my brain like that, but yeah, in the future, dude, oh my god. Like I imagine if I had to go days without making a video, I would start like getting withdrawal. Like I would literally just want to do one. Like so, I think that's really cool. I literally see that happening. 'Cause that's how I am about music. I'll go like a week with none, and I'm like, dude, I need to make a song. So having that need about it, that's what I'm talking about. That's gonna happen. And I honestly think there's gonna be a point in time where it surpasses music. Maybe not forever. Maybe for only like a month, maybe for a week. But it's gonna happen. Other things is this is kind of a weird one, but movies. I've never been like into movies, like ever. I've probably watched less than 100 in my whole life, which I mean, on like 100's a lot, but like still, I feel like a lot of people have watched more. If I were to really say a number, it would probably be around 20. Counting kids movies though, maybe like 40. You know, like when I was 2 and I would watch like Leapfrog, but I see a changing point in that where when I am developing this and I see the type of impact it has, it makes me view videos in a different way. Still not movies yet, but I'll watch like videos from like creators that talk about like pretty deep subjects, and like I'll see like, oh, like similarities in how I think about stuff or how I approach a certain topic or how they might do it differently. It's like I'm watching the video, but I'm trying to picture it from behind, right? Which I couldn't do before actually being behind. Obviously, like you got to see what it's like to understand how other people might be like doing it. So whatever. I think it will transfer over to movies. You know what I mean? In some weird way. Like there's going to be a time where I start to really appreciate the freaking way a camera angle is going to make you feel an emotion, right? Like I know that that's a thing now and I think it's cool, but there's going to be a time where I'm like, bro, that's great. Like that's cool. Which doesn't really spark up right now. For me, it's like saying a word in a certain way or saying a certain melody in a certain way makes you feel an emotion. And I think that's really cool. Some people have that with like freaking fashion, or some colors might make you feel a certain way, or a certain drape on a dress might make you feel a certain way. Like it's like all those things like people become obsessed with to the point where like that's their passion. So for me, it's like music, but it's kind of bleeding into videos in a similar way. But then I want to open that up and start consuming things in a way that I never have before that might make me actually enjoy them. Because before, I would always watch a movie and I would be so focused on like the words that are said or the characters presenting themselves. I would never open my mind up to like the whole story, right? Even if I was aware of that happening, I didn't care. I couldn't have a character be on screen and write down the type of character they're supposed to be. Like I couldn't write down their traits. It was just, I just saw them as the character they were. Like, does that make sense? It's like I didn't see it deeper than that. But if I'm able to like actually understand what goes on behind the scenes, then maybe I'll like appreciate that in that way. And then that's while I watch a movie, you know? There's just so many things about a movie that could bring you into watching the movie. But for me, it's like I don't really have any of those yet. Like I'm not really after any of those. Like why? But I foresee it happening, right? I think it will happen. Like right now, the only movies I've really enjoyed have been about the actual like story in a way of like they're able to imagine a whole world that isn't actually real life off of just one topic, and they can really dive deep into it, right? Like this isn't one of my favorite movies, but there's like The Matrix or whatever as like just a good example, because I think like a lot of people have seen that, where they're able to take this little idea and make a whole world out of it, right? So that type of stuff is really cool. Like world building is insane. So I think I do want to start trying to find things like that I can enjoy just for that, right? Like I don't have to watch it for the story if I don't want to, or watch it for the story in a different way, because I like the story in the world building aspect, but not the story as in like I don't care about the drama parts, you know what I mean? I feel like it's just filler. I'm just filling my brain up with void. You know what I mean? Like why do I need to care? But when it actually is like drama that's for like an emotional play later, then it makes sense, right? But I feel like so much is just nonsense. So I like staying away from that. Where for music, it feels like even nonsense could be spoken in a way where it doesn't feel like nonsense. So when you feel good about it, then it doesn't matter. It's not nonsense anymore. If you say nonsense but in a pretty melody and it sounds really pretty, it's not nonsense anymore, you know? It worked. Where movies, it's like hard to do that. Like if there's nonsense, it just is cringy. It's not cool. It's just like ew. So I like stay away. It's like harder to like really get it. But yeah, like I said, I foresee it happening. I think there's going to be a time where I fall in love with movies and I am going to be like, how did I never like them before? You know what I mean? I'm going to be baffled. But yeah, that's how I am right now. I don't care for movies any bit. I'm glad they exist because there's been some that have been cool. But like as a whole, not really my thing. If I talk about things I want to have a conversation with Joe Bart sometime. Joe Bartolozzi. holy hell, you have changed my life. Okay? Not to be one of those parasocial people. I have never sent a chat. I have never commented on a video of his. I have never donated him money. I have never done any of that. But holy hell, he has said words in certain ways that have made me rethink whole stuff. Glory to God, he is an angel. So I would love to speak to him sometime. He's like a crazy inspiration. Not really an inspiration of who I would want to be, but just like the fact that someone like that can exist and get motivated to talk every day. Like, it's like, and just speak his mind and not care. Like, just stuff like that. Like, it's really, that inspires me. I want to be like that. I want to be able to talk how I want to talk, and people resonate with it. Some people might not, and I'm like, I don't care if you don't. Stuff like that's pretty inspiring. So, but oh my God, if I have a conversation with him one day, we could talk for days, probably. I could talk to him for a week straight. 100%. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, I think it would be so cool, and I hope it happens someday. I think it'd be crazy if he like reacted to one of my videos too. You know, could you imagine if he saw this video? First video he ever reacts by me is this video, and I just name drop him. He's gonna be like, dog. Yeah, crazy. I don't like being parasocial. Like, I'm not gonna send you money to tell you change my life. I don't care about it that much. But dude, if people look at me for content over music, like I might have two audiences where one likes me for music and not content, one likes me for content, not music, and then like a few in the middle. But if there's a world out there where I'm seen by people for content instead of music, I think like it would 100% be possible that me and him cross paths sometime. And I would freaking love, bro, to conversate with gang. The words he has said mean a lot to me. They've stuck with me. Yeah, I'm happy to have him here. It's funny. The other day I was watching him while I was working on some of my music stuff, and someone said that he's really girly and he just has girl talks all the time with his chat. Cause he's like a streamer, so he'll like watch videos, he'll like do things and talk about them. But I like watching it because he has philosophy streams, so he'll go in really deep topics and talk about it with his chat. But someone, I assume a girl, said that he was girly and goes into girl talks all the time, and he just like smiled about it. It was like, what does that mean? And it was just so like, I think that's why I like him. If that makes sense. Like, I've always felt so much closer to girls instead of guys, but then I look up to people like him, but then he gets called girly. So I think it's so freaking funny. I think it's so funny how it's like subconsciously, like I just pick up on that, but it's like I never think it until someone else says it, and then I'm like, you get what I'm saying? It's like funny. But yeah, that would be really cool. Honestly, I also see myself streaming some point. It would kind of be different. I might do some like philosophy stuff for sure, just like that. But the other route that he goes, I probably won't go that route. I'll try to do my own stuff, which would be really cool. But I definitely see that happening, because I'm not even 20 yet. But I imagine when I'm like 24, dude, 24, 25, and I've made so many videos and so many songs that I have two whole audiences, and I start streaming, dude, it's just all going to connect, and it'll be beautiful. I already see it. It's going to be years in the making, but when I'm at that stage, I probably won't even have to make a song ever again. I would have made so many that they can live a lifetime, right? So that's what I see going on. I think that'd be really cool. I don't see myself going to space in the future. I don't see myself liking orange juice. I do see myself making country songs. Not fully, but like at least like a few, just maybe for fun. Because I've made like 2 in total, or 3. But I want to make like 10. I think I'll have another rock phase, which will go crazy, because I haven't had another one yet. It's been like 2 or 3 years. But if I have another one, dude, oh my God, it'll sound so cool. I just haven't really sparked it. I wonder what my favorite color will be. I feel like it will be either orange or green, because that's kind of what it's swaying to now, and I don't feel like it'll change. Not like an ugly orange, but like a sunset orange, and then like a seafoam green, kind of like what this is, but not fully. Kind of like what this is, but still not fully. That's more blue. But I mess with of those colors. Oh, dude, bro. Could you imagine if a song that's already out does good? Like if I blew up off of a song that's already out now, that'd be so funny. If it were to be one, I feel like it would be like On Top, Bikini Bottom still. Like any of the ones that already kind of have would just take off again. My most recent one I just released was Blatant, and then Born to Boil, but that was already like 2 years old. But Blatant has been like one of the most recent songs I've made, and I really like that one. Baby, know I'm lacking something on my room. Like that. But yeah, I see myself singing a lot. I want to collab with people. I don't really know who I would want to name drop. Oh, DC the Don. Gang. If I get a song with him, I'll cry. That'd be crazy. Bro has been another influence of mine in the music realm. You know, he hasn't really said stuff that's like changed my headspace. I mean, kind of. Some of his songs. It's like a whole different way than I guess like Joe would be. But those two people, man. Without them, I would be different, which is crazy to think. Two people I've never met. But they got away with words, gang. That really make me go. So, whoa, yeah. I got a new city view, we should link up. And I got some brand new judges to come out and try, yeah. Just tell me what you want. I got what you need. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I wouldn't really know what to say to my future self, gang, because I don't want to say, like, I hope I want something, because who freaking cares, gang? If I end up somewhere else and I'm happy, it's like, then how would I know that that's what I hoped? Like, it's like, no. Like, I don't know. Situations could change anything, so it's, like, I don't really know what I'd hope. Because if I found the best people in my life and I was content and I wasn't famous, I'd rather that. But then there's also a version where I could be famous and also be happy, so I'd want that too. So it just doesn't really matter. Just anything could happen. Eh? I just want to know I helped people. If there's ever a day where I am in public and someone comes up to me and says I've helped them, I don't think I will ever look back. I think that will be it. I'll know it happened, right? Like I'll know it worked. Because it's weird to see people online talk to me because I'm just kind of like, yeah, but it just still looks like words. But dude, if someone sees my face and is like, that's the face that has spoke words that have helped me, dude, I will feel so special. So I look forward to a day like that greatly. But I also, dude, I'll have long hair. Bro, I just want to, dude, I want to braid my hair. Okay, whatever. I'm getting into it now. I believe in, bro. It's weird to imagine that future me could actually be looking back at I like haven't thought about that. I haven't really like been like, oh my God, like hi. Like, yo, do I look okay? Baby, what you see me? Bye. Subscribe to more videos like this where I be thinking and talking. Whatever. IJB Luma on all platforms for the music. Where I also talk about stuff like this in a weird way. IJB Luma.